No, but I said tahini. Tahini. Oh, hello, I'm Ian, and I'm here with the apex predator, Jason. He is one of the developers of Flesh and Blood, and he will be taking on Cayle today. Jason, what deck are you playing today?
I'm playing a Rhinar hybrid deck. It's hybrid because about 33% of the deck is all these like red line aggressive cards. 33% is just defense reactions, really control, but the last 33% is the one you're interested in. It has a combo finish that uses mini barrage and beatdown to ensure your opponent cannot block, and they'll take a massive amount of damage, hopefully 20 plus.
Wow, that sounds exciting. Now, what are the key cards in the deck today that you'll be hoping to see?
The key card that really makes the whole deck work is the Scabskin Letters. You get extra action points, which is really essential for your first game plan of doing lots of damage with lots of redline cards. But what really keys the whole deck together is Tome of Fendal. On your finishing turn, you want to be using Tome of Fendal to get extra cards in your deck and finish your opponent off.
Wow, sounds exciting. Can't wait to see it. Now, one last question. I have to ask it. How do you think Cayle's going to go today?
Well, I think Cayle's going to be playing Guardian because he doesn't play anything else. And although this matchup isn't particularly good against Guardian, I think that he does not inspect this deck. He does not know how it's going to work. And game one, and it's only best of one, it's just going to be massively in my favor.
Excellent. There we have a very confident Jason going into this match. Tahini. Is this thing even on? Oh! Here we are, back again. I'm Ian at Legend Story Studios, and with us today, Cayle. He is the first challenger to, take on the development team. Cayle, first off, what are you playing today?
Playing a bit of Bravo. I like playing Control.
Excellent. Now, what drew you to Flesh and Blood initially?
It's another game I thought I could be good at. Turns out I may be getting there.
Well, obviously, you may not know this already, but you have already played over 22 events, both here and in Australia. So that's one of the reasons we brought Cayle in today. My last question for you, though: are you going to win?
Probably not.
Oh, there you go. Absolutely brewing with enthusiasm. Cayle thinks he is probably not going to win. We'll see what happens in the game, though. All right, welcome, folks, to the first ever Savage Lands Showdown. My name's Ian from Legend Story Studios. I am joined by the creator, James White. What do we have in store for them today, James?
Thanks, Ian. We have Jason Chung, developer of Flesh and Blood, playing Rhinar, the Reckless Rampage. And he is facing off against the number one ranked XP player in the world currently, Cayle McCreath, with a Bravo Showstopper.
That's right. Cayle already amassed over 22 events in the short period of time Flesh and Blood has been out. He is really a hard-traveling hero. He's been doing a lot of work. Now, James, what are the players doing right at this moment?
So right now we're going through the pre-game procedure. So they've both revealed their heroes, and now they are choosing the equipment that they will bring for this matchup and the 60 card minimum that they will present to play this game.
This is a very important part of Flesh and Blood. Obviously, with the different classes, you may want to set your deck up a different style. Maybe you need to be more defensive against a ninja player. Maybe you want to swing bigger against a Rhinar player. This is where that deck, the toolbox, as you'd call it, is where it really comes in.
Yeah, exactly right there, Ian. And it's one of the beautiful elements of Flesh and Blood. It really captures that sort of RPG. I'm a hero coming to this fight. Like, what am I facing up against? I need to choose the right tools for the job. From Jason's side, as Rhinar, he really needs to be the aggressor in this matchup. Bravo, he's happy to take this game long. He is the control deck here. So you do need different tools for the job depending on what side of the table you are facing. Obviously, Bravo, he has a number of very powerful crush effects that are pushed through with Dominate, so you're going to have some strategy to deal with the Dominate, which is primarily having a good number of defense reactions that you can put into the arsenal, so you can get around the defending from hand with a maximum of one card that Dominate creates. From Bravo's side of the table, he's going to be mindful of the Intimidate that's coming through from Rhinar, which strips cards from hand, it means that it can be very difficult to defend some of the power plays from Rhinar. So Cayle's going to be looking to preserve his life total. He's probably going to have cards in his deck like Blessing of Deliverance, which will be able to replenish his life total, so that when Rhinar comes through for those power plays, taking away many cards from Cayle's hand, even potentially his entire hand, he will have enough life to withstand that swing.
All right, here we go. The game is starting up. It looks like Jason won the dice roll and has chosen to go first. Started off by putting a counter on that Tunic. Of course, that is going to be very important for him as a brute player to generate that extra resource every 3 turns or so.
Yeah, indeed. So we're looking at Cayle's hand. We can see on camera here he's got the beautiful Heart of Fiendal in his opening hand. As good as that card is, it's actually not the card that you want to see in your opening hand typically.
I'm just going to jump in there, James. We see the leathers backfiring on Jason, rolling a 1, meaning he had no extra actions this turn, so all he could do was arsenal and pass.
Yeah, it's probably the best time of the game to roll a 1, to be honest. The cost on turn 1 is not that great. Typically, your opponent will defend with their whole hand because they do get to redraw, so not a big cost there for Jason, but it is more exciting when you roll 4s and up.
That's right. Of course, the Brute does love that first turn swing with all that Intimidate. Speaking of which, we are seeing Jason throwing away some of those key cards that would have been great had he been able to swing on that first turn.
Yeah, very much so. Cayle there just getting on the pretty standard opening sequence, putting some pressure on with a 6-power Anathos, which was shut down by Jason defending with 2 cards. The leather's still not coming through for Jason, but he's happy to just run out a 4-power attack here. No go again, as life totals are tied. So interesting, Cayle has he's just taken the 4 damage there, obviously wanting to retain cards in hand to pay for a big play here. Blessing a Deliverance, delivering 2 life to Cayle on the reveals. Here we go. Oh, this is a big window.
Oh, and look at how shiny it is. We've seen the heart, we've seen the crippling crutch. I am blinded by the light here.
So very interesting. Cayle has simply just pitched 6 here with the Seismic Surge token. So this crippling crush does not have Dominate, but he may be repping a pummel.
We see an unmovable there by Jason from the arsenal.
No pummel. So Jason taking 3 on that exchange.
Jason's Tunic already up to 3 counters on it now, so that he's got that. Scabskin Leathers now rolling again. Oh,
yes, we're in business.
Big turn.
Here we go.
So that is 3 extra actions there for Jason off the Scabskins. Leading out with the club.
1 damage there.
Oh,
happy to just end the turn with the potion.
That's right. It's interesting. Not often. I haven't seen a lot of brute players using potions too often, but obviously Jason has got a plan in mind. Yeah,
Jason's build of Rhinar is it is quite special. It's not what you would typically expect to see from the Reckless Brute.
So Cayle swinging again with that hammer.
We could be in for a treat here, folks. Jason's deck certainly does some impressive plays, as we will see as this game progresses. There's a number of cards which are key to his strategy, like the Tome of Fiendal that he pitched on that previous turn. Very, very good with Scabskin Leathers, netting you the action points to be able to play it and then utilize the cards that you draw up.
Just a nice, easy turn there by Jason, swinging for the club. Cayle defending, and back to Cayle's.
We should expect to see quite a bit of this defend swing with weapon in this matchup. The Romping Club, it does whittle down the life total. It costs 1 card to pitch and swing with it, and typically it'll be defended by 1 card and just nudge 1 damage over the top. And a lot of the time when you're playing Rhinar, you're just very happy to approach the game like this while you're waiting to pair up your power plays.
Jason there with the sink below, choosing to use the ability to just filter his hand a little bit, which is a great strategy when using Brute.
Wounding Blow, not a card that sees a lot of play.
Oh, followed up quickly with that Razor Reflexes.
Cayle's got the number. So Wounding Blow does not hit, which means it does not gain Go again.
Again, just relentless with that hammer now. Cayle just, taking his time, setting up what he wants to do. Just swing that hammer when the big attack isn't there, just to keep that pressure on.
Very much so. Playing Bravo well, it very much is a patience game. Interesting play here from Jason. We've seen him overpitch into this Romping Club activated action. Again, pushing 1 damage over the top. But this is leaving Cayle with a lot of cards in hand.
And this is really just overpitching there to just clear out his hand and reset, trying to dig a bit deeper for those combo pieces. Again, it's rinse and repeat here for Cayle, just swinging with the hammer one more time.
6 power coming through this time. Again, we're going to see quite a bit of this through the early stages of this game. Cayle's going to be looking to wear down the defense reactions from Jason's side as we move into the late game, when Jason's deck will not have such strong defense reactions remaining in it. That's when we'll see the big power crush plays coming through.
So again, respecting the hammer there, defending with the unmovable.
Cayle will be very happy with that exchange. He's traded 0 cards from his deck for an unmovable from Jason.
Like magic, that quicken token you're having from out of nowhere. This will again will set up Jason for that next turn and getting those pieces slowly together.
So again, Flock of the Featherwalker is not a card that you typically see in Rhinar. This is going to enable a big push from Jason on the following turn. He's going to be hoping that he's got some number of free attacks in his hand so he can push with an attack action card and then into Romping Club.
Sink Below used there again. That lovely hand filter that Sink Below gives you, probably one of the cards that goes in nearly every deck, James.
Yeah, very much a staple at this point of the game's life. We saw Wounding Blow from Jason a few turns back. That card synergizes incredibly well with Quicken.
There's Scar for Scar. Of course, the Quicken token is a must trigger, so that is you're getting moved on.
It pushes 1 damage over the top of the block. Cayle now down to 35. But Jason did need the Quicken on that Scar for it to gain Go again, because the life totals were tied at that point.
Oh, Scabs can leathers. It's like I
Not
think
coming through.
those pants are a bit tight today for Rhinar. Yeah, it's a bit muggy here, so maybe the mobility isn't as good as they could be.
Indeed, but nevertheless, Jason still has plays to end his turn here. Remembrance shuffling in just 2 cards on this occasion. 2 barraging beatdowns going back into the deck.
Again, of course, Remembrance is an instant card, so you don't need an action point to use it. You can play it at any time, and which is great in situations where your plan A goes awry.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I'm sure Jason would have rather have been pitching that Remembrance to pay for something if he had rolled well on the Scabskin leathers. But when things do go awry, because it is an instant, as you say, he does get to just play that out and get some value from the turn cycle.
Oh, here we go, looking for that Enlightened Strike.
Blocking the full 7, filtering a card.
Again, we knew this was going to be a a slow and steady match, and it really is living up to that at the moment. Just no one really wanting to commit big.
Yeah, indeed, Ian, you're right. Bravo is very happy with this pace of play. If the game goes 30 turns or more, at the end of the day, he has his big hammer and he's going to keep swinging it through.
That's right.
When you're playing against a good Bravo player, you're really having to consider two metrics. One is your life total, and one is the threats that are left in your deck. Jason will be very aware of this as well.
There we go, Scabskin again. Ooh, a little bit better than last time. Not much, though.
We see Jason having those remembrances in his deck, so he'll be very aware that the threat density of his deck is under pressure when playing against Bravo. Romping Club continuing to chip away.
Against rinse and repeat here for Cayle, just swinging that hammer. It's like one of those momentum machines, right? The balls, the cradles that just back forward.
And again, Cayle will be happy with that trade. 0 cards from his deck for an unmovable from Jason.
That's right. There's only so many unmovables that Jason can back, and he is going through them at quite a pace at the moment.
He certainly is.
Right now, oh, here we go. A little bit different here from Cayle.
So, only defending with 1 card indicates to me that he has a power play that he wants to push through.
I feel it.
Here we go. Here we go.
There is a rumbling in the jungle.
Spinal Crush. 9 power.
That's right.
Jason actually he needs to respect the crush effect on the Spinal Crush here. That effectively is going to negate that Quicken token. So it's an awkward spot for Jason. He really needs a big hand to make the most of that Quicken, but he is going to need to shut down the crush effect on Spinal Crush for the Quicken to even do anything at all.
Right, of course. This is the sort of conundrum that the Guardian players want to get you into. All right, so
we're going to see some equipment coming in. No
initial block. Oh, no reaction set.
6 damage.
Right, so
he has been crushed. So it's going to be interesting to see whether Jason just plays into the Quicken and lets it die here, or whether he has another plan that will allow him to develop his board maybe and retain the Quicken.
Those Scabskin leathers still a little bit tight. Only 1 action point, but Tome. This is a solid.
Gaining 4 life. You really want to roll well on the Scabskin leathers when you're playing the Tome of Fiendo. So Jason valued that Quicken. He just was happy to gain some life, pass the turn, keep the Quicken. And
that is a great example for new players when you're not sure what you want to do. You can always take a turn, take a beat, set up for the next turn.
Absolutely.
But another big swing here from Cayle.
See, that's always the problem when you leave the Guardian player with a full hand. They're able to play out their very expensive and impactful crush cards that threaten to take away your resources. But Jason did have the answer with the unmovable.
Here we go. That Quicken token is being used on the hammer now.
Jason is a big fan of using the Scabskin leathers mid-turn.
Oh, here we are. That is a big roll on those Scabskins now. Scar for scar.
Jason does have more life, so the Scar does not have a go again, but he has a lot of action points, still 2 remaining, thanks to the Scabskin leathers. Oh, the first piece of equipment used to defend. Oh, and Snatch. This is one of the most underrated cards in the game. A lot of negativity I've heard from players, but
as shown here, when it's the right time for it, it can be really damaging card.
Absolutely. I mean, it requires 2 cards to address that snatch. Otherwise, Jason will get to restock his arsenal for the next turn. And Cayle did not want that to happen, so we traded for an Iron Rot plus a card from hand. Jason's regained a lot of the tempo in this match right here. As we can see, Cayle was just going to be passing his turn with a Seismic Surge and activating the helmet.
Again, Tunic now back up to full. So options for Jason.
That is one of the great things about the Helm of Bison's Peak. When you do have an off turn like Cayle just had, all he had was a pitch 2, he was still able to impactfully progress his game state.
Talking about impactful, that was a 6 on the Scabskin, so that is 3 actions Jason has going into this turn.
Jason really needed that. With a big hand, hopefully we're going to see some exciting plays.
Seeing that Enlightened Strike.
The flexibility of this card
is
incredible.
Big unmovable. That is a well-timed unmovable there by Cayle.
Very much so.
Stopping all the damage there. So Blessings played by Cayle, then generates the token off the Tectonic Plate and swings with the hammer.
Swing for 6. Cayle will be very happy with his game position at this point. We are in double-digit turns now, and he's still on 30 life. With a Blessing in play, a Seismic Surge, and pressure coming through from Anathos.
Oh, and he's he has done a great job at getting those unmovables out of Jason's hand, and this could be the thing that really turns the match later in the game, is if Jason just runs out of those big defense cards.
Yeah, then the Crushers, they just start piling on through. Romping Club doing a great job of just chipping away at that life total.
Again, it's just like 2 behemoths trying to cut down a tree. I'll take a chop, you take a chop, I'll take a chop. It's slow and steady's going to win this race, but I can't imagine it's going to be like that for the whole of the game. I feel the tension bubbling up. I feel like there is going to be a big swing coming at some point.
I think you're right, Ian. There will be a tipping point. You know, it's really interesting to see Cayle has a number of cards that cost 3 that defend for 2 generics, like the Wounded Bull and the Barraging Brawnhides in his deck, which typically are not looked at as being good cards, but we've seen just then the exact reason why they are in his deck, revealing to the Blessing to gain life. They also enable the Anathos to be swinging through for that full 6.
That's right. Springboard there. Again, another great card, and the best place to get that is in a hero deck at the moment if you haven't been lucky enough to play in the IRA event. So it's a good reason to pick up the hero decks, because there are some cards that aren't in the initial set.
Yeah, absolutely right. Good call there, Ian. And I feel that card is very overlooked. Defense reactions, or any card that can defend for 4, is a very powerful effect in this game. And the Springboard Somersault, available in a number of the hero decks, is something that people should be considering.
Again, Jason ending that turn, putting a time step potion in. So he is he's stocking up the bar as you will. We're going to see. I feel like there's going to be a big turn where that's all going to come to fruition.
Yeah, the potions, they are interesting cards. A lot of people don't like the potions because it ends your turn. But the powerful thing about them is it is, like you say, stocking up the bar for later on. It does let you have turns where you do so many things that it doesn't matter what your opponent has, you just get to go over the top. But obviously the cost of that is you have to trade in some tempo now to get that tempo back later on.
That's right. We see there double sink below there for Jason. Was able to filter his hand a little bit. Scab skin. Those pants are getting tight again. Just the one action off it.
Like Jason is freely rolling on these scabskin leathers. This is very much a scabskin leather brute deck. Some builds of brute, you have to be quite sparing in your use of the scabskin leathers. But Jason really has built this deck to optimize that card.
Oh, and Jason says another time snap potion for me, a good barman, and he really is stocking up that bar. Oh, it's going to be like a 21st out here when those things go off.
Get the yardie, mate. Get that yardie.
Again, Cayle now with the big turn using the gauntlets.
Yeah, this could be a tipping point right here. We have 13 power crippling crush coming over, so Jason's taking 10, and he is losing 2 cards from his hand. Crippling crush doing what it does best.
Yeah, we could look back. This could be a swing turn right now. Again, able not having to pitch to play that wounding blow. Oh, staunch response.
Cayle very happy to preserve his life total.
You can see a very different, if you look over the equipment of the two players, you can see this game's played out very differently for both of them. Cayle just down to that tectonic plating, whereas Jason's still got a full set of equipment. We'll see if that hood of hope comes into play at some point.
And he is building up that board state of potions, which will come into play at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah. And of course, being that this is the Savage Lands Showdowns, this isn't a tournament, there is no time limit on it. We need a winner. So it doesn't matter how long they take to set these turns up. It's a matter of surviving. Oh. One drink from the bar.
This is going to be an exciting turn.
So here we go. That flock is bringing in the quicken token. It's like drinking absinthe. You see the little absinthe fairy? It's like a quicken fairy.
So he may be concerned at what's coming off the back of that flock.
Then here we go.
That was well played by Cayle. It's exactly for this reason why you don't block the flock on that spot. You want to make sure that you're going to shut down the more threatening play coming off the back of that flock of the feather walkers.
That's right. And scab skins.
Here we go.
This is it. This is where live by the pants, die by the pants, and quite frankly, right now they are working for Jason. It's like a model on a catwalk, really straining his stuff with those leathers.
So I'm not sure what's in his arsenal here. He may just be looking to play up both of the potions in his hand, which would be a good way to end his turn, but maybe he has tome in his arsenal.
And Jason looking at what he has in the graveyard.
Scabskin leathers and cards that cost 0 a match made in heaven.
Oh, absolutely.
Here we go.
Just restocking the bar. It is going to be a big night when all those are correct. Oh, it is showtime for the showstopper. Cayle looking to set up now for the next turn.
This is a big window here for Jason. He's going to move into this turn with a full hand and arsenal and a fully stocked bar.
This is definitely, this has the feel of a big Friday night indeed.
Someone's going to go home with a sore head.
So is it gonna be a hangover, or is it gonna be a celebration when those bottles are popped?
Looking at Jason's hand here, he doesn't have a whole lot of offense.
No. Again, looking at
But they could somewhat change. We can see that he has a remembrance in his hand, so he could be considering restocking the deck and then using the hood to find some of the threats that he gets back into the deck with remembrance.
A lot of thinking here, of course. Now we're getting into the part of the game that really these decisions are. You have to get them right. Any mistake here could lead to the end.
Fantastic.
Oh,
this is
what a
exactly
play.
what Jason wanted.
What a play! So he's gonna get a lot of life.
He
here.
gains 6 life off that play.
That is amazing. That is amazing. And let's see if it helped him out. Still not an overly offensive hand though.
He does have that Hope Merchant's hood. He has the option of trading in.
Yeah,
This weak hand.
and that's exactly what he's going to do. That is this is going to be an important. This what happens next is going to really determine the way this match is going to play out. So is it hope for the future, or is it hope for Cayle? Oh, that is Cayle may have
Was that triple
cut
reckless
a
swing?
luck. It looks like triple reckless swing.
Not what he wanted to see. But he does have triple barraging beatdown as well, so Cayle may be losing his hand here. And Jason knows that the arsenal is Spinal Crush.
Right.
So these barraging beatdowns are definitely going to get their effect. At best, Cayle will be defending with 1 card. So Romping Club presenting 11 damage. 6 damage coming through.
So that could have been so much worse for Cayle.
He got off lightly.
He did get off lightly.
And now it's Showtime. Cayle drawing a card from the Showtime effect, giving him plenty of resources to play out the Spinal Crush with Dominate.
So Cayle, big swing here. This could be a breakthrough moment as Cayle tries Bravo tries to crush Rhinar over his knee.
Very much so. We've got the backbreaker coming in here, but we do know Cayle has that reckless swing set in the arsenal. So I'll be surprised if this crush does push through. Yeah, Jason's probably looking at his hand and wishing that this is what he was staring down at on that previous turn cycle. But such is life, and you got to play the cards the best you can.
That's right. You can only play what's in your hand. You can't worry about what's in the deck if it's not in your hand. So this is a big decision now for Jason.
The live totals are still super high on both sides of the
Yeah.
table here.
And of course, Jason's still got the Iron Rot gauntlets and
he just gained 6 life from that Tome of Fiendal. So he is well off in terms of life total. I think his concern at this point is going to be, do I have enough gas in my deck to actually close this game out? Very interesting. Jason has let 7 come through and is happy to have been crushed.
blocking with Tome.
And as we see, he's now switched into a threat density mode here, deciding to pitch and not defend with the 2 barraging beatdowns and just pitch that to attack with the club.
Yeah, this is the part of the game where Jason has to switch gears. He's gone through a lot of his deck. He knows what's left, and he knows that what he's trying to do with that hit. So it is a matter of trying to just set up that one turn.
In Jason wanting to put the barraging beatdown back into his deck, he is looking for an end game with those beatdowns. He needs them to actually be able to push that damage through. Is Cayle thinking about a pummel here, possibly? Or Jason is maybe thinking about the reckless swing. There's still 3 damage that is being threatened here from Anathos.
Right.
I feel like Jason has, I believe, double remembrance in his hand at the moment also, which is going to be a key part of his strategy to be able to close out this game.
That's right. So, I mean, this is where those decisions have to be made. Jason really being meticulous, going through the graveyard, trying to work out what his best option is.
Yep, and he takes the 3.
Not a terrible play there, as you said, with the double remembrance in hand. Really wanting to make sure that he can get maximum value from them.
Absolutely. This, my take on this game is that the threat density of the deck is more of an issue than the life totals from Jason here. That those remembrances are possibly the most important cards left in his deck right now. Jason ending the turn with 2 cards. Very interesting play there. Obviously, he can play Remembrance for free at any time across no resources and no actions, but he decided to just end the turn with it in his hand. He certainly has a plan that he is working towards here.
That's right.
But the lack of pressure from Jason, it allows Cayle to keep big hands.
And just tapping away with that hammer.
6, 6, 6, coming in with the hammer.
That's right. Now here's the you can see Jason's doing that math in his head and making those choices. Remembrance coming out. Now this is an interesting point. What do you think he's likely to be looking for here, James?
Well, I think he's wanting to put the cards back into his deck, which are going to close out this game with one big power play turn. His deck, it is centered around barraging beatdown. When you can play multiples in a turn, 3 or even 4 in a single turn, you can take away the entire hand from the defending player. And as we see, 2 red barraging beatdowns going back in. You can see his deck is very small now.
Very thin. Very
His deck
thin.
is small and it's full of barraging beatdowns.
That's right. Of course, as we said, instances don't take an action, so still Jason's turn. Oh, sorry. What am I saying? We're on Cayle's swing at the moment, aren't we?
We are. Jason is deciding how he wants to defend this. You can see his options is playing the unmovable from hand or looking for the reckless swing. He's got the drone of brutality, so if he can hit well on this random discard, if he can hit the drone, and he does!
A great play. And of course, the drone, when it goes to the graveyard, it goes to the bottom of the deck. What was a great play, great combo with reckless swing as well.
It certainly is.
So 2 damage, 2 damage just for swinging the hammer to Cayle.
Jason will be very happy with that. It was 33% here, and he got lucky on that one.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Absolutely. Jason's deck is running exactly 1 card with 6 power, which was that drone of brutality.
So, like, the odds are even worse. That is another lovely look at the heart there. Amazing foil.
Absolutely, a beautiful card. Coveted by collectors and players around the world.
And of course, as we said in our teaser article, Cayle has all foil deck, all but 1 card that's foiled, and of course that is the adult hero Bravo himself, which he is currently playing for.
On the line today, it's all on the line to complete the deck in foil. Those adult heroes, very prestigious, very, very limited.
That's of course, and if you want to get a hold of one, of course, we have got the Road to Auckland 10K where we are giving away a 1 on each class of the event. All you have to do is be the top player in that class to win one. Or if you don't do that, come along to 10K Auckland on February the 8th. And just for showing up and playing, you'll get a copy of your hero. Pitching again now for that unmovable. I have to think he's almost out of those defensive packages.
Jason very much is setting up his end game here.
Well, end game or game end. One of those two things is going to happen.
If we just saw Jason particularly chose to pitch 2 red barraging beatdowns and use the tunic to pay for that unmovable. He could have pitched the yellow barraging beatdown or the other card in his hand, but he wants to stack the bottom of his deck with a big barraging beatdown pile,
Absolutely.
Which is going to be his game-ending play that he's playing towards.
Absolutely, and that is where, you know, the difference between good and great players is that little technique of the setting up your deck with your pitch costs and stuff like that is an extra thing that you need to develop into your gameplay to be a truly elite player.
Absolutely. You need to know, how am I going to win this game? And that's exactly what Jason is focused on right now. His end game is a huge barraging beatdown play, and he's pitching to create that stack on the bottom of his deck. And there we see 2 more. So now he's going to have a 5 barrage beatdown stack on the bottom of his deck.
Nothing unmovable. Really getting to end game here. Pitching that remembrance now. Swinging with the hammer. Sorry, the club. Clubs and hammers. Getting confused here. Oh, and an unmovable himself there from Cayle. Oh, look at that hand, James.
Have we made it run to an all barraging beatdown hand?
It looks very close to it.
So what Cayle will be looking for right now is ideally he'll want a defense reaction in his arsenal, which is free to play. If he has worked out what Jason's game plan is here, he will have realized that very soon he's going to be facing down an attack, which is going to leave him with no cards in his hand.
So we can see there Jason's got 2 barraging beatdowns, the drone and reckless swing. Is he Is he going to possibly roll the dice again and try and get that drone? Or do you think he's going to hold steadfast to set up a bigger turn?
Yeah, so it's interesting here. I feel like he may just wear the swing, play out the triple barraging beatdown.
So that's double barraging beatdown.
Oh, I think he has one in his arsenal as well.
Right, yeah.
It's a tough one here.
Of course.
Oh, we have a sink below. Okay.
Interesting. Oh, so he's changed that one of those barraging beatdowns into a second reckless swing.
Okay. Good patience from Jason. He wants to wait until he has the full house.
All right, pitching that reckless swing. He's taken a swig from the time snap potion. So we're going to see at least 2 actions out of him this turn. Sink below. Cayle choosing not to use Sink Blow's ability. He likes what's in his hand.
So this is very interesting. He wants to clear out his hand, which is why he's used the time snap potion. He knows that his next hand cycle is going to be all barraging beatdowns, and now we're going to get a stack on the bottom of Jason's deck with the reckless swings and the drone.
That is a good setup.
Gaining 2 life off the blessing. Cayle back up to 21.
So still a lot of life there for the Guardian player.
A long way to go.
Yeah, and really Cayle's deck is looking a lot healthier than Jason's is. But as we said, it's all about setting it up for that big swing. Oh, big pitch there.
That is not what Jason wanted to see on this crucial turn.
Jason's still got his equipment there.
This was the hand that Jason was planning to take whatever Cayle threw at him and just swing back with all barraging beatdowns, but Bravo has presented a threat which cannot be ignored.
That's right. It will not be denied. So still 3 pieces of equipment that he can block with.
Or even all 3 pieces of equipment plus a card from his hand is not going to stop the crush effect here.
Yeah, and that is really gonna put the cat amongst the pigeons.
As we said at the start of the game, once those unmovables are gone from the deck, the crushes just start piling on through.
Yeah, and I feel like this is exactly what Cayle was playing for, was just that constant hammer, just getting those cards out of the deck, just being patient, and really has timed it super well with this crippling crush, which could really live up to its name on this turn.
Yeah, Jason's in a bad spot here. He can't just ignore the damage output at this point either. So his life and his threat density of his deck are under pressure.
Oh, and heartbreaking that is, the 4 barraging beatdowns in hand. So, we're initially seeing the equipment.
So taking 8. Oh, wow.
Both reds
he
as
hits
well.
the 2 big ones.
Wow, this could honestly be the turning point of the game. Yeah,
Crippling crush, doing what it does best.
Jason. Oh, wow. Jason had another red in the arsenal.
Oh, my God.
This could be it, James. That is 3.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
That's 14, Ian.
This does Cayle have it in his arsenal?
What's
he got?
What's he been left with? He's left with an unmovable. He can't play it. Oh my god!
Wow!
Jason has pulled this out.
What an amazing end, and that is actually the key combo of how Jason was trying to win and to pull it off.
And he had to hit exactly those 3 cards and leave Cayle stranded with the unmovable, defenseless, and takes exactly 14 damage, down to 0.
Wow, what an amazing game. Cayle can be super proud. Jason, of course, still has a job now. Didn't lose, so his job is safe for another week or so.
What an incredible game, Ian. We can see by the hand which has been revealed. If Jason couldn't have done exactly 14, Cayle will swing back with another dominated, crippling crush, which would certainly have taken the game.
Yeah.
What an end.
That's right, and that's exactly how exciting a game of Flesh and Blood can be. It is not over till it's over. Never think too far ahead because you may not get a chance to swing again. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends. We're going to be doing more of these Savage Lands Showdowns, as well, of course, as our Spotlight series and our Young Hero Showdowns as well. So keep your eyes peeled for more exciting stuff coming from the Flesh and Blood team.
Over and out.